Hello to the Euphoria superfans and welcome to my channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a new review today. I'm going to be jumping into Season 2, Episode 3. This episode was okay. It's definitely a very middle of the road season episode where we're going to be setting more things up, then we're going to have actual payoffs. It's not a bad episode by any means, but I don't want to even label it a filler episode. It was just an okay episode. A lot of setup here. We got some payoff with things like Fezco and the cow stuff. That was interesting. And yeah, I liked some of the stuff that happened with what was it, Rue and Jules and Elliot. That was a really interesting dynamic starting to get set up there. But like I said, more setup. We had like the Lexi stuff. There was just a lot of like, okay, we're seeing the building blocks. We're seeing how season 2 is going to be laid out, and I'm very intrigued by it. There's a lot going on that I feel can go one way, and I could like that direction, and then there's a path that I'm like, I can see it going down the deep darkness, and I'm not ready for that. I'm hoping for an overall good season, but who knows with this show. Some episodes can be so dramatic and I love everything. Some episodes can frustrate me. This one thankfully didn't frustrate me, but I won't, deny that this isn't the most enthusiastic, oh my god, episode I've ever seen. But there is still enough to talk about, so let's get into the actual recap part. So the episode begins and we get a lot of Nate's dad, Cal. We get some of his backstory, which I liked it. There was a part of me that went, Euphoria set in the 80s and 90s. I could really like that show. I would love it to do, there was episodes of when I used to watch Riverdale where they would go back in time and show the kids back then, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. It's just a different aesthetic. I actually thought this was a good opener. It went on maybe a bit too long, but I did like seeing how sad Cal's story is. He had that dude he was crushing on. They had that really cute night together. And then what happens, having the son, and yeah, it's interesting. Cal's story, I don't sympathize with the character. I think he's a disgusting man who has done some pretty bad things, but at the same time, there's this part of me that goes, your life could have been so much better, so much different if it just wasn't so complicated. So I do sympathize in a way. Still don't think he's a fun character, though there was the moment at the end of this episode that I thought we got a lot with the Ashtray and Fez and Cal stuff, definitely like that. But the setup was definitely set up. We started to see his backstory. I don't think Cal's going to be around the whole season. Definitely think he's going to maybe off himself or go to jail. Let's hope. But there's still some pieces there. It was a solid opener. Like I said, just went on a bit too long for me. Right now, I'll probably just talk about all the Rue stuff. There was a lot in this episode with her, doing her business plan to the weird trouble that's brewing up with, Jules and Elliot. Yeah, I really liked it. So the episode begins and she does a fun presentation montage where she talks to the audience. It was their last season, and this season is basically how to fake being clean. I liked it. I thought it was fun seeing Elliot do the slides. I like that Elliot and Jules had this very odd mirroring to their friendship or their relationship with Rue, and I think that's going to be very interesting to see how that fleshes out. Yeah, I thought Rue was she was as problematic as she always is. I definitely understand her sister's fear that she's starting to use again. I liked those moments. I thought Rue trying to hustle her and gaslight her and girlboss her, I was just like, ooh, don't do it. You're going to hurt your sister, and her sister has such bad trauma. It's sad that I'm scared, watching what Cal's dad did to him and what Cal has done to him. I'm scared of what Rue has done to Gia, what trauma as she's gonna have. You could see their relationship's not great there. There's still some kind of push and pull, so I definitely sympathize with Gia there way more than I do Rue. Yeah, Rue, this episode, she's interesting because I do like the bond and the friendship that was growing with Jules and Elliot. There's that one fun little, kind of interrogation. Jules was like, so, what's your sexuality? What do you want? Tell me everything that's going on. And I'm like, what is going on? Are they friends? And Jules and Elliot have a conversation later on about Rue's sexuality, and she is interesting because, Rue is a sexual being, but Elliot does have a point. She's not this super, I want to do everything kind of person. It's curious of Rue's sexuality and how she feels about being comfortable. Would love to dive into that more, and it seems like Jules gonna have to dive into that a little bit as well. Maybe Elliot is just playing the game, trying to work the girls against each other. He does seem to be a bit of a what's it called? Like an enabler. He seems to be allowing Rue to be as bad and as toxic as she is. I hope that I'm wrong and he's not going to be as a piece of poop as he's going to be. I can see it coming, but seriously, did you guys like these three having their moments together? Like, I thought it was cute when they were having the sleepover and Elliot was on the bed and they're trying to sneak and fool around with each other. I don't know, there was just cute, like, moments where this is sometimes I get with Euphoria, where I start seeing the good of it and I'm like, but stay good. Don't go down the bad path. It's going to be bad. And I just keep trying to get them to like not go down it. And I just know these three are not going to have a good season, especially with Rue's damn side hustle. She goes to the drug dealer that they met on New Year's Eve. And what, girl, Rue, this plan is not going to work. The lady told her, I will sell you into like some stuff if you mess with me. And Rue's gonna mess with her, and Fez is probably gonna have to clean it up, and he's gonna get in trouble. We'll talk about Fez in a second, but oh, Rue, she is the most complex of all of these characters. Oh my goodness, I said Rue's the most complex of these characters, and we have poor Cassie going through it. Like, she is reminding me of, like, a Mean Girls thing where she's starting to snap. Like, remember when Gretchen Wieners was starting to be like, Bruce is just as cute as Caesar? She's giving me that energy where, like, I feel this all bubbling up on her, and now with, like, Nate ditching her and trying to go back to Maddie, like, what is going on here? Cassie is just going crazy. She has this weird morning routine. Lexi's starting to notice how weird she is. The group is starting to really notice how strange she's getting. And this Nate relationship is just going bad. Like, she's just getting banged down by him every Friday. And I'm like, girl, is that the life you want? I know y'all can be sick and nasty together, but she is giving me all of, I've been there, I've done that, I've hooked up with my bad toxic man, but girl, Cassie, I just want her to do better. And just like Maddie's watching all of this, I do love the moment where we see like them starting to have this similar style, and just Cassie's really trying to like present herself to Nate, and Nate's just giving her nooch, and I'm like, girl. And then like with her sister, with Lexi starting to do the play, is that she gonna call people out in the play? I'm curious of what Lexi's doing as well. I did think it was kind of cute. Wish we got a cute Lexi, like, Fezco moment here. Fez has a lot to do. We'll talk about that in the next little segment. I thought Lexi's play stuff was good. I'm curious of where that's going to go. Is that going to be the big season finale of the plays happening while, like, Fez is getting raided by the police? Oh my god, I put that into the universe. I'm sorry if that's what happens. Yeah, I'm curious of where this is going to go. I'm glad Lexi got bumped up. Yeah, the show is shifting who is the main focus and who could be, and who can be presented as the mains, and who could get the story driven and focused on them. I love that. I think this is a good thing to bump her up, because no one of my favorites have gotten, like, we don't get as much McKay this season. I will take way more Lexi than McKay. The girls did have a great moment, and I thought it was so fun when they're all in the bathroom talking about Oklahoma. I love that thing. This is definitely a fun episode. There is just like those little moments that I thought that was cute, but then we get like the cat and like whatever her man's name is going on the date with the parents, and I'm like, who cares? Like, where are we going? Like, Kat's self-loathing storyline is interesting, but like, then we're gonna go to like Fezco and Ashtray beating the shit out of Cal to get information about him, and I'm like, but I would rather watch those scenes. Like, Kat, I love you, you're one of my favorite characters, but like, I need your story to get a bit better, because it's confusing where we have like Cal has been staking out Fezco's place, and then Ashtray said, bro, what's good? Like, this little boy whooped the shit out of him, like, to the point where I was like, is this even really happening? Because this is getting brutal. Like, he's really taking it to him. Yeah, basically Cal says, you guys are blackmailing me. Fezco's just like, bro, what? And then, like, they keep calling that one girl Jewel, and I'm just like, it's not Jewel. And then Big Lipped Girl is there. She's really funny. I'm still not, like, I hope I don't have to care about her. I'm sure she's been here long enough. I will probably have to focus on her. But yeah, I liked this whole moment. I thought Fezco, like, getting the upper hand on Cal is interesting. I'm curious of where Cal's gonna go now. Now that he knows Nate lied to him, is he gonna find out Maddie has it? Will Maddie get hurt? What is he gonna do to Rue and Jules? Like, I'm so nervous of what's gonna happen there, because there's a lot that could happen. But I do think that the Fezco stuff got a little bit, like, lessened. Maybe he's safe from Cal's, like, rage, and I was really nervous Cal's gonna kill him, so possibly that's over. Like, if you guys know the spoilers, I know that they kind of leaked. Do not put them in the comments or let me know. I'm just trying to watch this as it goes. But I like where this Fezco stuff is going, because we have more drama. Like, let him get into stuff with Lexi and have their weird Romeo and Juliet story, because I like that. Keep him away from the cow stuff, because I don't like that. So yes, as we wrap up the video, the episode had like Nate going back to Maddie, Ruse doing the drugs, and then like Jules and Elliot are in a weird spot. Yeah, it was a good kind of cliffhanger-ish like ending, where I'm definitely intrigued for next week, but it wasn't the most, oh my god, I am shocked. Like, the season premiere has one of the greatest openings ever, like endings ever, where you're like, I have to watch next week. This one was definitely like, hey, stay tuned, this could be fun, but I'm looking for an episode or an ending of an episode to really hook me in for next week. But what did you guys think? Did you like this episode? Did you like this breakdown? Share your feelings down in the comments below. It's been a busy weekend for me. I've been covering Sundance 2022 over at Flickering Myth. You guys can check it out up here, maybe probably up here. Yeah, check out all my movie reviews. It's been really fun breaking down this film festival, but I love talking about Euphoria tonight. So share your feelings down below, subscribe, all that jazz, and let's talk about Euphoria in the comments.